All right, so I told you guys that I would go and find those values for you for problem number 4, the side triangle, which we had to use the law of cosines to find all the angles. I had made a mistake when I wrote it down when I was talking about angle S as 7 squared plus 9 squared plus 4 squared minus 2 times 4. I had times 7 here. That's of course times 9 because 9 is our number, or 7 is our number right here. So it's got to be times 9 there. I came out to this, getting 106.6, 48.10, and 25.20. One is rounded to the nearest hundredth. I came out to 179.9 when I added them all up, so that's a great check to see how close are we are to 180. We're pretty close. Obviously, our error is probably that extra tenth. It comes from the way we rounded. If we would have rounded to maybe the 10,000th or something like that, then we would have been more accurate. All right, find the exact trig ratios, trig values, okay? So cosine of 60, well, 1/2. That's x over 2x when you look at your special right triangle. Sine of 45 is x over x root 2. Remember that simplifies to 1 over root 2, which is the same as root 2 over 2, and that's the answer that we're looking for. Cosine of 30 is root 3 over 2, because you're getting x root 3 over 2. Okay, you need to know those values. You're going to miss the points on the test if you don't know how to do those in the exact, in the ratio form. All right, let's look at number 7. This is probably a problem we're all freaking out on, okay? We're freaking out because we have combined triangles, but you guys know everything on how to solve these combined triangles, okay? If it makes sense to you this way, break the triangles apart, all right? Write what you know, okay? So I did that. There's 5 triangles in this drawing. I broke them all apart. Look for a triangle that has a lot of detail, because that's probably where you want to start filling things in, okay? So we're trying to find and I'm just going down this list. Now, these aren't in any particular order. It says angle C. Well, angle C is a part of the triangle ABC as well as the triangle BEC. So I want to go look over here at triangle ABC. Do I have enough to use anything there? No. What about BEC? Well, of course I do. Okay, I got 2 angles. I can find the third angle really simply. All right, so my third angle in BEC is 180 minus 38.25 minus 107.38. I hit enter, and we get 34.37 degrees. Come over here and fill that in, 34.37 degrees. Okay. I found 34.37. Awesome. Okay. So that's one thing done. My next thing says find ED. Well, ED is this part of this triangle. If I go and look at my triangles involving ED, there's only one, and I have 2 sides to it. I don't have any angles in that triangle yet, so let's skip that one. Let's look at EC. All right, EC. EC's in this triangle we have a lot of information about, okay? In fact, it's in a triangle where I can do the law of cosines, or law of sines, because I have angle, angle, side. All right, so the sine of 107.38 over 9.07, so this angle over that side equals this angle, 38.25, the sine of 38.25 over EC. Okay? That's how you find EC. You have to do the law of sines. I'm not going to actually work it out completely, okay? Because I don't want to waste your guys' time by typing things into the calculator. So we found EC. Boom. We're moving along, okay? It says find angle EAD. So let's look at a triangle that has EAD in it, which I see it is just this one. So when I go and look at EAD, I don't have anything in that triangle yet where I can solve for that side. So we're going to skip that one. Let's look at angle AED. AED. When I'm looking at my big triangle, I can see that, well, that's a vertical angle from right there. So then AED has to be 107.38. Okay, so I found angle AED. Now, because I made this mark here, I realized that I just plugged that into this little triangle up here. So 2.76, 3.77, and I found out by vertical angles that that is 107.38. Well, now I'm going to use the law of sines because I have side angle. So my sides are 3.77, right? And that's going to be underneath the sine of 107.38. And this is to find angle D, is what we're finding right now. Okay, we're finding angle D. Angle D equals the sine of D over 2.76. Cross multiply, sine of 107.38 over 3.77, and this is going to be times 2.76 equals sine of D. So then, all right, you with me there? I'm going to take the inverse of that, right? So I'm going to go sine of the negative, sine inverse of all this, and I'm going to be left with D on this side and sine inverse of all that. Okay. Go ahead and do that real quick for that one. Sine of 107.38 times 2.76 divided by 3.77 equals, and then second sine, second answer, and hit enter. And I found out that it came out to this number right here, 78.61241,379, which is going to raise, or that's going to round to 78.61. So angle D is 78.61. That doesn't make sense. I entered something into the calculator wrong, because that's going to come out to 1 over 180. So let's try that again. The sine of 107.38, sine of 107.38, parenthesis close, times 2.76, hit enter. Divide that all by 3.77, hit enter. That looks better. And it is 44.32. So make sure your answers make sense, just like I just did right there, because mistakes happen. All right, so now we found almost all of our parts. We need to find AB. If we look at AB, I have AB in this triangle. Well, I don't know anything in that triangle. I do know angle C now. We did find angle C, so I do know that, but I don't know any of these other sides yet. What about in triangle AB? Right here, I have side. If only I knew this angle. Well, let's go look back at the big drawing of it all put together. Well, this has to make 180 degrees right here between that angle and that angle, right? And those two, of course, are the same. So I need to do 180 minus 107.38 to find this angle. 180 minus 107.38, and we get 72.62. This is 72.62. I can now use the law of cosines because I have side, angle, side to solve for AB. And I'm just going to set that up as what I would type into the calculator, because this is a longer one. 2.76 squared plus 5.37 squared minus 2 times 2.76 times 5.37 cosine of 72.62. And you would take the square root of this entire number to solve for AB. So we've found AB now. Okay? So we're moving along. All right. So let's move back to ones that we didn't find yet. We haven't found AD yet, and we haven't found the measure of angle EAD. Well, EAD and ED are obviously a little bit related, okay? But I can find EAD by using from our law of sines from before, okay? So this is one where we don't have enough information currently in this exact problem to solve for it by a new way, but we did find that measure of angle D equals the sine of this, right? So if you actually enter all that into your calculator, and we go sine to the -1, so I'm going to clear everything. Sine to the -1 of what angle D was, that's why it's important that you know how to use your calculator. Sine to angle D, so we're going to open up a parentheses and we're going to go sine 107.38 times 2.76 divided by 3.77 and close our parentheses. It came out, I didn't do it right again. Second, sine. Here's where I'm going wrong. Okay? Because this might be a mistake you guys are making. 107.38. I'm not closing my sine parenthesis, and I need to close that. Times. Second, sine 107.38 times 2.76 divided by 3.77, and hit enter, and it came out to 44.32 like we found down here for angle D. Well, instead I'm going to actually use that answer and I'm going to add it to 107.38, so I haven't lost any inaccuracy yet on my calculator. It's keeping track of everything for me. I get to 151.700. Now I want to go 180 minus my answer. And we find out that angle A is 28.29949.131. All right, so we want to then plug that in for angle A, of course, EAD on there, and it was 28.29, which is going to round up to 28.3. Okay, now we need to find side ED. Now that I have these two and I have this angle, I can find side ED. Okay, what I haven't done is I haven't cleared my calculator, so this is still an exact answer on my calculator. So I can use the sine of what is on my calculator, and let's just call it W. Sine of W over ED equals the sine of 107.38 over 3.77. Right, we're going to cross multiply, end up dividing. What we end up getting is the sine of W, which is what I have on my calculator saved as an answer right now, times 3.77 divided by the sine of 107.38 equals ED. Okay, so now to do this on my calculator, I need to go sine second and then hit the minus sign, so my answer just gets plugged in just like that. So that's the sine of W in our equation here. So we're going to times it by 3.77, and then we're going to divide by the sine of 107.38. Close your parentheses, hit enter, and you get 1.87 is the length of that side. Boom. All right, so that was a little bit harder of a problem, okay? You guys are going to need to know how to do that. I suggest you either make sense of being able to break it apart or finding your parts in there that you need.